Genevieve speaking. In this lecture, we are looking at data visualization, so the use of graphical displays to summarize and present information about a dataset. Specifically, we're looking at summarizing data for a categorical variable. For a given dataset, we can construct frequency distributions, relative frequency distributions, or percent frequency distributions. Here we're looking at the dataset soft drink, which is presented in table 2.1 in your text. The dataset is just a list of all the information collected. There are 50 observations in this dataset, so it's a sample of 50 soft drink purchases. Customers bought either Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, or Sprite. So those are going to be the different categories of soft drink in the frequency distribution table that I'm working on constructing right now. I want to count how many purchases of each category of soft drinks there are in my dataset. For that, I'm going to use the function COUNTIF. So the range is over which cells I want to look to count how many times Coca-Cola is listed or has been purchased. To select that range, I take my cursor to my data and select that range. Close the parentheses and press enter. Aha, I forgot to specify the criteria, so I go back over here and now specify that, which is going to be, so I'm counting how many times Coca-Cola has listed in my dataset. I've done the same thing for the other soft drink categories. Now I want to make sure that the sum of my frequencies is equal to 50. Oops. Here's where my error is. I have Coca-Cola over here instead of Sprite. It has to be written exactly the way it is recorded in my dataset. There we go. Now I have 50. So my table of frequency distribution offers more insight than the original dataset, the list of all my data collected. It summarized the information about the popularity of the five soft drinks. So looking at the table, we can see that Coca-Cola is the leader, Pepsi the second, Diet Coke the third, and Sprite and Dr. Pepper are tied fourth. If we're interested in the proportion or the percentage of observations in each category, instead of just the number in each category, then we compute the relative frequency or percent frequency instead of just the frequency. To get the relative frequency, all I need to do is take my frequency and divide by the total number that I have in my data set. To get the percent frequency, all I need to do is get my relative frequency and multiply it by 100. The frequency of 19 told us that out of the 50 purchases recorded in our sample, 19 of them were for Coca-Cola, so 19 out of 50, and the relative frequency 19 divided by 50, tells us that this is equivalent to 0.38 out of 1, or is a fraction 0.38 of 1. To get this on a per 100 basis instead of per 1 basis, so all we needed to do was multiply this fraction 0.38 by 100. So the meaning of it is we get a percent frequency of 38, telling us that 38 per 100, or 38% of the purchases were Coca-Cola. When we do this for all our categories, we should get a total of relative frequencies equal to 1 and a total of percent frequency equal to 100. All the fractions added together make a whole, 1, and as they showed, all the percentages add up to 100%. So we're done with our tables. Now we're going to construct graphs, bar charts, and then pie charts. So I select, I select my soft drink categories and my frequency. I want to insert a bar chart, and I'm going to choose a 2D column, a stacked column bar chart. That was the name of this one. 2D stacked column bar chart. I'm going to change the title. Click on it. Select my chart title, generic title, and then type what I want. It's 2.1. Oopsie. Next, left click in my plot area, left click on the chart elements icon and select the axis titles to add them. Then I changed my axis titles the same way I changed my chart title. I'm going to construct a bar chart of relative frequencies now instead of frequencies. So in this case, I'm going to select only the relative frequencies, not the soft drink categories, because those two columns are not adjacent to one another. I changed the generic chart title and axis titles the same way I did it earlier. Now, because I didn't select the soft drink categories, my bars have generic labels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd like to change that. Select my plot area. Go to chart filters. And then down below the chart filters, then below the chart filters window, there's a select data link. That's what I want. and I want to edit the horizontal axis labels, and I'm going to select the arrow up over here to get my labels, and I'm missing one. Nope, got them all. Click the arrow down to go back to my axis label window, press OK, and again OK. And there we go, I got the labels that I wanted. I'd like to draw a pie chart now, so I select the soft drink category is label and the frequency, and I insert a 2D pie chart. I did rewrite the chart title the same way I did it earlier. Now I'd like to get rid of the legend but add data label with the additional option of what do I want, percentage and category name, so I don't need the value because I'm going to add the percentage. Here we go. I'd like to see those data labels a little better, so I go back to the chart elements, data label, more options. So text option, I already had this open, didn't I? And let's see. Yeah, so text option under text fields, change the color to black. It was not exactly black. There we go, a little better. How about bold? Select those label and bold. All right, I think I'm satisfied. So this concludes our presentation on summarizing data for a categorical variable.